There you go. Okay, we are now going to do how to make sales in social media, and my tagline is "My money is funny, and I'm not laughing." Except there is nothing funny about when your money is not coming together. What I'm going to do with you all for about 1 hour is share with you some things that I've done inside of social media that work. If you do them consistently, they will multiply your income. If you do them consistently without fail, your income will come to you exponentially. One of the things that I want folks to understand is that you can come online and you don't have to have a whole lot of income. In fact, 3 years ago, August 6th, 2016 of this year is my 3rd year anniversary. I probably started my online endeavor with $30. That $30 produced hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars for me, but it wasn't all honey and roses. It was some tears, it was some separation, it was some good times, it was some bad times, it was some coming back together, and it's a journey for the long haul. The biggest thing that any one of you all needs to understand about this business is you got to learn your craft. If you were a surgeon, you wouldn't expect to go to school today and then tomorrow be doing surgery. You know you would be ill prepared. Unfortunately, because of the low threshold that some people can come online, they don't realize they're ill prepared for certain things. And as you go along, you got to learn some tricks of the trade. You got to learn tactics, tips, and tools. And when you do that, you will start to make money hand over fist, and you have to be willing to change. This whole thing is about growth and development. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get right here on the inside and show you some things that you can do on social media. I'm going to focus on Facebook, but you can do these tactics in Twitter, Instagram. You might have to tweak them a little bit based on the platform. But one of the things that I want everyone to understand is that you want to, at all costs, keep it simple. Simplicity is king. Don't convolute it. Don't complicate the uncomplicated. And we have a tendency to do that. So keep it simple. Now let's get right on over in here. And I always start with mindset, because I don't care how many tools you have. I don't care how many gifts you have. I don't care how many talents you have. If your mind is weak, it will not carry you through for what you need to do. And what I mean is, when I say your mind being weak, we've been conditioned over the years of our lives to do things that are almost counterproductive to what we really need to do in a business. And being an entrepreneur and being an employee are two different things. And one of the things that will happen during your entrepreneur journey is all hell will break loose. You will be in the midst of getting things going right. You'll feel like you're going to the next level, and all kinds of mayhem and things are going to come. And what happens to a lot of folks is they never get to the next level because they turn tail and they quit. You cannot quit on this journey. This journey is going to take you places. It's going to stretch you in ways. What you're going to have to get very comfortable with is being uncomfortable. Because if, in fact, you are comfortable at all times, it means you're not growing. So understand that from the gate, and understand that you are in the right place if you feel uncomfortable, or sometimes like a fish out of water. It's all good. Now, one of the greatest things that you have to do in your business is you have to get visible. You're going to need visibility. And what happens here is this. Think of your town near you. There is a store located on Main Street somewhere, and it's cars going by. The signage is high. Everybody can see it. It's a very visible entity. It's in prime spacing. Well, your online business doesn't have a brick and mortar sign. It's not on the main thoroughfare. So you still have to make yourself visible for people to see you. On social media, getting visible is not that difficult. But what you have to do is you have to be consistent, and you have to do some tactics that separate you from the pack, because it's a lot of noise on social media. Would you all agree? Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. So this is what you're creating. If with your visibility, you're creating traffic. You want folks to flow in to you. And so I'm going to give you some things that you're going to do. First and foremost, on social media, most social media venues, you're just making some sort of post. And the way those posts work are they need to be quality posts so that you can get engagement with individuals. Posts like these kind, videos, I tell folks all the time, you are going to have to get over yourself. Don't be afraid to be behind the camera because camera creates a 24-hour workman. Monday, I had someone send me a message on Google Plus from a video that I created in March of 2015 asking me about information about a program. Is it not August of 2016, which makes that video a year and 5 months old? But that video is still doing what I needed to do. It's exposing someone to the opportunity and having them to reach out to me. See, the biggest thing that most folks do when they first get started is they are explaining the opportunity to the person. They're talking to all the people. They're doing everything manually. You want to step away from you being the deal about everything and letting your tools work for you, okay? When it comes to image ads, you want them to be big, you want them to be bold, you want them to be bright, and you want them to brand you. I don't care what company you're marketing. It could be Coca-Cola, it could be Sprite, it could be Nike, it could be Reebok, it could be anything. You should never put those companies out as the forerunner. You want to make you the deal because if in fact you change in stream what you want to do, you don't want folks to only affiliate and associate you with a particular company. You want them to affiliate you with you being an entrepreneur who has the option and the ability to do multiple things. You are the brand. See, my name is Trasie Hemingway, but on Facebook and social media, on the marketing arena, they call me the marketing queen. They call me the marketing queen because I called myself the marketing queen. And I started marketing myself that way, and folks respond to me that way. So it made me start laughing when I started doing it in 2015 because I really did not have any social media, anything. I had a Facebook account, but it was strictly for personal. I maybe got on it every 6 months because I was like, this is some foolishness. And then when I started doing business, I didn't start doing my first post business-wise on Facebook until December of 2014. That's when I first got started doing any kind of social media posting. I was strictly using Craigslist. You want to make posts that are inspirations. They can be questions, case studies, review of your product, and you want to be personal. And when I say this, let me be clear. You do not want to be intimate where you're sharing intimate details of your life down to the most minute detail and all the minutia. You can share we're at the party, this is graduation time, I'm getting my degree and 9 more credit hours, you know, I'm doing some things, I'm excelling, my business is growing, here was my big first commission. It's snippets of you, not the deep recesses of you, okay? And you do want to share your story out there. But what I tell folks is sometimes folks share stuff that is too intimate. That's really for your private home. And that's not what social media is about. You want to be able to uplift. You want to be able to inspire. Even if you have a tough story along your storyline of how you was doing business and you weren't that successful, by the end of that story, you should be turning it around to show how you prevailed in some way. Okay? Controversy. One of the things that I was telling my students yesterday when it came to controversy is don't down other businesses. It's not necessary. Don't do that. You don't have to stand on someone else's back to lift up your business. And the way that I kind of explain that is you might have Jennifer Convertibles that does furniture, the Room Store, Value City, and some other entity out in the world. Well, it's way more entities than just that does furniture. But there's enough opportunity in the world that more furniture stores can be built, and they will grow their business based on their particular reputation. I don't have to go out and diminish them in any way if I'm also selling furniture. It's enough business for all of us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Goodwill. You want to have goodwill out here when you're in the social media arena. You can't just be on there posting your stuff and never engage and interact with people. And the way that you engage on social media is comment, like, and share, or whatever it is on whatever platform. But you want to actively comment on people's posts and, share some good information, congratulate, celebrate with them, do whatever. But you want to make sure that you are giving and taking. It's got to be an ebb and a flow. You can't just come in, post, think people are supposed to engage with you and you haven't engaged with them. Okay? Post consistent 3 to 4 times per day with some 2 to 3 hours or so between them. It really can be about 3 to 5 hours per day, 3 to 5 times per day. And when I'm talking about posting, I'm talking about either on your fan page, your profile page, if you're working in some networking groups where you don't want to over bombard them because it's about networking, or in your own personal group. Now, if you're posting in posting groups, you're going to post a little more. In fact, I have a slide in here that will tell you if you're posting in posting groups, you should post at least 30 to 50 posts per day, and try to break them up between AM and PM so that you're not getting flagged in Facebook, which they call Facebook jail. And you want to sell every single day. You cannot be a salesman or woman if you're not selling your product every day. Every day that you're not selling is every day that you're not making income. Now, a lot of times when people think of being a saleswoman or a salesman, they are so mortified by the notion, but it's really an awesome profession. And what I'm not saying is you're not going to be a snake oil salesman. You're not going to be duping people. If what you are marketing is not a fit for what a person is wanting to purchase, don't sell that to them. Don't just take the money. Sometimes we'll be tempted to do that in the beginning when we're like, oh, I got to make XYZ dollars. But as you get a little bit more seasoned, you're going to realize all money ain't good money. Do y'all understand that?
Yes.
And what I mean by that is sometimes the money that you will take from a particular customer will be more headache to you than it's worth because they're not the right person or it's not the right fit, and you will feel it in your gut. And if you ignore that gut feeling, you will feel it in the end. Okay? Okay. So now let me give you all a little bit about some elements of a great post. They're bold, large ads that are bright and eye-catching, at least 400 by 400 pixels, and no greater than 800 by 800. When I was posting in groups, I used to use an auto poster, which would post in other groups. The API has changed in Facebook. It still allows you to do it, but those groups usually need to be public groups now. The image dimensions in Toolstar is 467 by 241 in terms of the pixels if I've written stuff on it. You always want to add your URL, website link, etc. on the image. When I didn't have a particular website that they could go to and I wanted them to connect to me, I used to put my email address and would tell them, put subject line XYZ, and then I would connect to people that way. When I was in social media and I didn't have, a website, or I might have had a website, but I wanted them to come to me email-wise so that I could have a connection to who was checking out my post. The link ultimately should be going to a capture page. If you don't have a capture page, just get started. I tell folks, don't get stopped up on the technicalities. If you don't have that piece yet, don't stop working. Just work to get that piece up to date in your business. But that is not a reason to not post and not work, okay? You want to create some kind of gift, urgency, or scarcity. When I used to post for instant rewards, what I would do is I would give away my EPS, which stands for Email Processing System. It was a $25 system. But if they completed the full instant rewards, because it was a system that I had that I could give the link that way, I would give that to them for free. So they would get two for the price of one. Or I would create urgency by saying there was a special deal where they could get back some cash back once they got completed, but they only had XYZ date to do that. So you can create urgency, scarcity, whatever you want to create. Don't create scarcity if the product is not going to run out, or if you're not going to, if it's going to be one of your evergreen products, you don't have to create scarcity with that. You can give gifts and urgency. Okay. Does that make sense? Do you all understand what I'm talking about when I say these kinds of things?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
When you say don't create scarcity if it's not going to run out, what's the difference between that and creating a gift with urgency? Aren't they essentially the same thing?
No. Scarcity means it's going to run out. There will be a limited time for this. It is not going to be in existence anymore. After 8:35, after 8/31/16, it's gone to never be promoted again, or it's going to be a long, long time when you see this again. Okay, scarcity, and it's still, but it's also an urgent matter. Urgency is kind of letting folks know you want to get this done immediately because it is on a time frame. Scarcity oftentimes means it's going to be gone. And the gift, of course, is something that you give away for free. You may have had in the past where someone says, here's a guide, 20 tips to doing Facebook groups, how to master Facebook groups. And they'll say, enter your name and email address, and then we'll send this to your email. Well, they're giving you something for getting something. And what I tell folks a lot of times is you do want to offer things to people before you ask for things. And it might not even be something really significant. Like before, when you and I met, Isabel, I told you, I said, well, why don't you call me real quick? And I gave you my phone number, and you called,
yes.
or you shared yours as well. You didn't feel uncomfortable because I was offering and not hounding you. What's your number? What's your phone? What's your email address? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes folks get to give me, but they're not giving anything. So you have to give to get. And it's as simple as that. If I want someone's email address, I'll tell them, I want you to email me. Here is my email address, and what's your best email address? I'll offer my email address. They then feel more comfortable to offer theirs. I really don't get any pushback from anyone in social media when I ask for exchanges of information. I still like the phone more than anything because I don't feel like typing a lot of times because I'm a little wordy. But at the end of the day, it still works out, okay?
Thank you for explaining that.
You're very welcome. In your post, you want to do a call to action. A call to action is a very, very simple thing for saying, tell the people what you want them to do. Click on this link. Go over here. Enter your information right there, and then you're going to get, and then go to your email address. Go over to my site. But whatever it is that you want them to do, tell them to do it. The logic behind this is confused people do nothing. So tell them what to do, and they oftentimes will follow suit because people are used to getting directions and orders. Oftentimes. Okay? Hashtag marketing in the written post. Do you know what hashtag marketing is, ladies?
Is that where you actually have relevant hashtags that are specific to your industry or whatever specificity that you're doing, that you kind of like create your own, like draws people to your page?
Yes.
Searching for those hashtags.
My online name is Marketing Queen, so I oftentimes, whenever I post something, I put hashtag Marketing Queen. So what happens is, if they put that hashtag Marketing Queen in a search bar in Facebook or even in Google, my stuff starts coming up. Okay? So in Twitter was the first place that really did hashtags. Like the other day I was doing class and I just put in the hashtag unemployment. I told them this is more of a global hashtag. I said, but if I put this hashtag in, I will find people who are looking for work, and I will find people who are talking about work opportunities. So It just depends on what you want to do. Like I have created a couple of hashtags that I use that my stuff come up. And I put those hashtags on my things all the time because if someone wants to put them in, they're going to find me. Okay? When it comes to branding, your face generally on the image ad. Somewhere on there, it could be a small little face, it could be a big little face. If you all paid attention today, my image ad for coming to this training, it had my face on it. Now, sometimes folks would be like, well, I don't want to put my face on it. I want you to make sure people connect with you in whatever way they need to so that they start understanding it's you, whether it be your logo that they become accustomed to or your face, but you want them to say, oh, okay, that's Isabel. Oh, okay, that's Dawn, where they start knowing it's you. Okay?
Tracy,
Yes, ma'am.
when you talk about branding you, would you say that, maybe you could wear specific colors that could be associated with you and your brand? Like what, can you go a little bit into detail on how to brand you?
You can do a couple of things. People have brand colors where when you go to their sites are their website or whatever. But before I even get to a website, I just want you to understand that sometimes when folks first get started, they don't have all of that going on, websites and all. They just don't. But the branding is where you become the deal. You become the whatever. So let's say, Isabel, you are marketing, I'm going to say TLC, which is the ISOT in that business, right? It's in the health industry, right? What
Right.
you would be doing is you would be speaking more so about your own experience with the product. I am now 15 pounds down. If you want to see how I did this, connect with me. You don't necessarily have to put the company out there, but you will be talking truth about what the product has done for you, but you will be the product. I want to do a challenge with you all. Let's do 20 pounds in 40 days or whatever, whatever your product might promote. You can create a group for that. And who would like to join this challenge with me? And part of the challenge is they need to get the product, but they are connecting with you, not just the product.
Makes things so much clearer. I like that.
Okay. And I tell folks all the time, like I have a gentleman that is on social media and he markets Herbalife. You don't necessarily know that he's an Herbalife distributor. You become aware of it because sometimes you'll see him with, maybe he might have a shake in his hand, but he's more so talking about the activities that he's doing with his tribe and how they coming together and how they losing weight and how this, that. He is always promoting events like the next Dawn King. That's another good thing you can do. Promote from event to event. And everything is an event. Like this webinar is an event. The next thing I'll do in the group might be a challenge. That's an event. You see what I'm saying? Anything you do, you can create it into an event. All right? Okay.
Right.
I am showing you all actual ads from when I started. This was in 2014. I didn't know what I was doing. I was using PicMonkey. I generally use PicMonkey or Canva as my two photo editors.
Love Canva.
Yeah, I do too. Now, wait a minute, let me ask this question. Does Canva do any effects, or you need to do the paid part to get effects? Because
You need to, Canva itself doesn't do any effects. It just really, it's kind of like a simplified version of Photoshop. You know how people used to go in Photoshop and edit their photos. It doesn't do any effects per se. You would need another program to do the effects.
Okay.
Create effects on it.
So when it comes to effects and different things, PicMonkey is my top. My cover photo on Facebook, on my profile page, I made that one in PicMonkey. It has, and that was the first cover page that I'd ever made, cover photo that I'd ever made. I enjoy Canva for making PDFs and all kinds of things that it allows you to do. But I sometimes want something with a little more pop, then I use PicMonkey. But you're correct. I love Canva. Very simplistic, good ease. So this particular image right here, one of the things that I told you all is make it bold, make it bright. So I was like, okay, I needed it bold, so I made it that big pink. It's really an 800 by 800 square, which was big. And then I made sure that I had my link at the bottom. None of these links work anymore. I had my link at the bottom, but this is really basic, no pop. It's really talking about email processing. So it really hasn't cut me away from the group, because you can go in multiple groups and people are talking about email processing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, this was at least a start. And I tell people, you just want to get started. Stop getting stuck on perfection and get into progress. Okay? So
That's my problem.
yeah, don't, I'm going to tell you, perfection will keep you broke. Progress will get you paid. Don't even upset yourself over, all right, I got to have this right. Just get out there. And I'm going to tell you why. It's so many folks out there that are afraid to start, that what you may think is like, oh, this is no good. Nobody's even paying that no mind. I have seen stuff with all kinds of crazy typos and everything. And you know what? Them people are still making money and getting business because they show up every day. So now let's go to the second round of ads. These are a little bit more alluring. Got a little
Nice.
I made these in PicMonkey. This is about almost 2 years ago now. They're alluring, a little bit more inviting. Colors, a little effects on one with the water and the wave and all blah, 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 blah. Well, this still is talking about email processing. So I'm still branding the company and not me. But I'm getting better. You see what I'm saying? Got a little better, doing a little better, fine. Now let's go to the last batch. Last batch, these are more about me. Okay? And that's really where you want to get. Both of these are still talking about email processing, but you don't see email processing on there anywhere, do you?
Mm-mm.
Because it's not necessary for me to talk about the company, because I want the people to connect to me. They'll do whatever it is that I offer based on what I can share with them, that I can show them or do for them.
You look like you're fun to work with in those ads.
I tell people, this is the funniest story. These pictures I took at a job that I hated. I worked the job for 89 days, and they had Mac computers. So what you see here is that I was having a photo shoot with myself at my desk. And those pictures became pictures that I now use in my marketing.
See, there's something else that I noticed, Tracy, in your ads. You use a lot of pastels and bright colors.
Yes.
Even in your shirt, like it makes me think of the tropics. And, you know, my mind, even though you're not in the tropics, is transforming to that place where it's like, oh, I want some of what she's drinking.
Right. See, bright. Remember I told you, bright, large, bold. Boom. So I try to keep it bright, because who wants drab? Sometimes you can make something so dark until it's drab and it doesn't pop and it doesn't grab a person. And what happens is, say that I'm doing these kind of posts in folks' groups or wherever, these posts pop out more so than if I kept writing, make $25 every time with email processing. And be truthful. I tell the truth. I actually had counted that up at that particular point, I had made $853.99 because I was only doing Facebook marketing, and that's what I had gotten paid through people purchasing the product or service. And this kind of stuff absolutely 100% works. Now, one of the things that I always tell ladies, when you are using your face in a larger scale, you are also going to attract men, the ones that you don't want. However, the way that I stopped that whole ditty from coming up is I still do. I have a message where if a person friend requests me, first of all, I go to their page and I'm looking to see if I see any business or anything noteworthy that is going on in the realm of what I do. If I don't, I delete it.
I do the same thing too.
Yes, I delete it
I do the same.
immediately. because I'm like, no, they looking for a different kind of connection, and I'm not looking for that.
Exactly.
And I have a message that I send everyone. Once I friend requested you, it goes something like this. It says, hi, I'm going to say Sean. I just accepted your friend request. I'm pleased to meet you. How did you stumble across my Facebook page? Tell me a wee bit about you and what you do, or if I know they do business for your business. And I'm looking forward to hearing back from you and building a fruitful business relationship. And then I put Marketing Queen dash Trasie Hemingway. I let them know what I can offer you, business.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually don't have any troubles from there. But in the beginning, it was nuts. And I was like, y'all got to go. Now, the next thing, just some generalities about posts. When you post, you're going to post on your profile page or your fan page, or you're going to have a personal group of your own. When I talk about a personal group, if you all are connected to my Internet Marketing Gladiator Supercharged, that's my own personal group. So in that group, I can post pretty much anything I want because that's my group. It's closed. It's not something for the general public. You will be either posting in posting groups. A lot of posting groups are the groups where you're just putting your link in, or a networking group. My group is a networking group. It's not a group where you can just come in and post your link every day, all day. You can come in, you can ask questions about marketing, you can interact with other marketers. On Thursdays, I allow people to showcase their business. So today is Thursday. If you haven't gone into the group and did a post about your own business, please do so. I do have a few rules, and it is relationship matters. So when you're posting about your business, I require that a person also post about themselves, telling us a little bit about how you came to the industry, a little bit about you, and then your business and your link. And then it could have a big picture or whatever. However, the reason I make folks do that is because this business, the industry that we're in, sales, anything that you're doing, marketing, it's all about relationship. People need to get to like, know, and trust you. And when they get to like, know, and trust you, the money is coming. But if all you're doing is posting links talking about you want to be a part of our business and you need this and you should get that and you can make this money, money is a motivator for folks, but it's not the only motivator. They want to also know, if I get in this business, is somebody going to work with me? If I got questions, is there somebody to talk to? Or am I just going to be lost?
Yes, you see that a lot.
Yes. Yes, and that is a big motivator for individuals to make sure that, am I going to get some service in response to me being here, or am I just going to get into another program and I'm going to be lost again? Because the reality of it is, and I say this time and time again, 90 to 95% of persons online don't make money. That's a high number, right? However, the reality of it is also is that 90 to 95% of people go from program to program to program to program. It's not the program. It's you have to learn your skills.
Yep.
So that you can market, because marketing is a skill.
I agree.
Okay? And so I tell folks, you can jump around all day long from, every which way. And what my recommendation is to you all is do not get caught up in the shiny ball syndrome. Buying this and buying that and buying this and buying that and no. It's,
I learned the hard way.
Yes. One of the things that I tell people is, if you're going to purchase anything, purchase coaching.
Yes.
Where you get quality sound coaching from someone that's going to be invested in you, that's going to work with you, but you got to do some work too. They're going to give you quality, but you're going to produce results. Okay?
Yes.
Now, one of the things that's going to sound awkwardly crazy is, I'm going to tell you, don't put links in your posts on your fan page and profile page. And you're like, well, how am I going to promote if you tell me to promote and sell every day? You can do links, put them on your image ad where they're imposed on the image, or put them in the comments. And the reason being, I'm going to explain this a little bit to you, but I'm not going to go deep into it. When it comes to your news feed, Facebook has an algorithm that they use. If perchance you are posting links in the post, Facebook really doesn't want you to post links because they want people to stay on Facebook. So if you post the links, you're taking them outside of Facebook. And oftentimes what would happen is over a period of time, you might have a link that works perfectly fine, but it gets banned inside of Facebook. And then when people click on it, a little message will come up like this link could be spam or it's nothing wrong with the link. It's Facebook's way of keeping their subscribers on their platform. And so they don't bother links in your comment section, but they bother with links on the post. And the way that you can get around that is you can make a post and you can break the link up. Sometimes I might say www dot, and I put the real word DOT in parentheses, transform with Trasie .com or something like that. But I'll write in brackets, remove the dot, and copy and paste link in another tab. Okay? But you'll break it up so it doesn't become a hyperlink.
So can you repeat that last part? I didn't understand what you were saying about posting the link so that it doesn't up the algorithm or something.
The link, when you have links like HTTP, blah, 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 in the regular post, the written part of the when you're doing your post, when it's on your fan page and profile page, Facebook has an algorithm where they will allow more visibility or less visibility of a thing. If they find posts with links, they generally will limit the visibility of that post because they don't want you to get free traffic outside of their Facebook. You see what I'm saying? They want you to pay. However, you take a link and you tell people, go down in the comments section, the link is there. And it's in the comments. They don't really bother with it in comments because commenting, people, can be commenting on all kinds of things. But when it's in your post, what it does is it sometimes will limit the visibility in your news feed. And your news feed is where you want people to see what you're doing. That's why when it comes to my friends list, I generally only friend request or connect with marketers because I want marketers to see that I do training, to see that I do other things that would help them with their marketing.
Would you say that marketers are your targeted tribe?
100%. All day, every day. Yes, ma'am.
Can we figure out, like, I'm gonna ask you a quick question. I'm sorry for asking too many questions. I just want to get as much information as I can. How do I like to have people's Instagram pages, like when it comes to putting together the colors, getting the general feel of projecting who they are. That's the thing. So you give me suggestions on how to figure out who my ideal customer would be, like maybe throw out a suggestion.
Okay, it depends on what it is that you're marketing. That particular question, if you could do me a favor and put that question inside of the group, I will talk to you more about that. Because, yes, finding your target audience is important. What do you market right now, just as a quick question, and then that'll give me a little insight.
Basically, just teaching people how to utilize, how people style people as far as fashion. Well, I style people as far as their social media, whether it's their website, like using, like you were talking about brand colors earlier. They go in and based on the information, they fill out a questionnaire, and based on that information, I put together basically a brand board that suggests, well, this is based on what you said, this is the image you're projecting to see if it's in line with their vision. Got it. So you have a service that you provide for people. Well, marketers, any marketers, entrepreneurs, but I will go into a little bit more depth with you with that. I'm gonna go with this a little bit
And if I get a little bit of time at the end, we'll come back to that. Is that okay?
Oh, that's
But
great.
but you can put that question inside of the group, and I will speak to it, even if I have a little 5-minute video where I speak to it separately or something like that, or answer you. Okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You are going to, when you're posting in posting groups, as it says, you do about 30 to 50 posts per day, and you want to break that up between AM and PM. If you were doing 50, I would do like 25 in a day and 25 in the night. In the morning, I usually would do 6 a.m. Like people are going to work, they're looking. In the evenings, I sometimes do around 3 or 4 o'clock. They're kind of coming off of work, or I might do it lunchtime, or I do after 7. If it's the weekends, I sometimes do after 11 o'clock because people are up late at night on social media. I might post more than 30 or 50, but I try to break it up and do it a little slow, because if you're doing it too fast, then you end up in Facebook jail. And what that would mean is you wouldn't be able to post in groups for a period of time. You would be banned from it. Okay? That's how Facebook does it when you've done something too fast. If you have your own personal group, create challenges. A couple of the challenges that I've done, which I'm getting ready to put a new challenge out there for visibility on Monday, just to give you all an idea. I'm going to give you all a visibility challenge of doing 100 posts over 7 days. That is roughly about 15 posts a day. And it's going to sound a little overwhelming, but I'm going to give some parameters for it. And what it will do is, if you have your own personal group, it should be building your group. It should be getting you leads. It should be getting you customers. It should be getting you more exposure, because it will be consistent and it's methodical. Okay? Let's see. Last generalities about some posting is, it says, be consistent. You must show up daily. If you can, use an auto poster. I used to use Toolstar, as I said, but the auto poster, what it does is it posts for you automatically. You set it and forget it, as opposed to you going around to 50 different groups individually posting a post. I don't have that kind of time. I did that when I first got started, and I felt like it was the most brain-numbing activity ever. Okay? Now, what you also want to do is you want to make, as I was saying here, sales posts every day. And what the sales post is, you want to do it in a story format. If any of you all have been around for a while, you will always hear that stories sell. Stories do. People get engaged with the story. They want to know a little bit about you. They want to understand how things work, whatever. So you keep it natural. I can right now get on my page and market a couple of products because I've used them. I love them. I promote them all the time. Any students I have, I tell them, get these 2 products. One product is about teaching email marketing, and another one teaches email marketing, but it also teaches social media marketing. And so I can promote those any day, every day, loose, because I have used them. And so what you do is you kind of give a headline, in that same theory of catch a person, do a little story, give them a little bit of a lesson, share the product, and put the link or whatever you're going to use, normally a domain name. Because what happens is, with Facebook, if I'm using any type of affiliate links, they're usually banned already. So I have my own domain name, and I just mask my links under my domain. Okay, I'm getting some feedback. So if anybody's on speaker, get off speaker. Okay, let me go here. Now, tools for creating posts. If someone's on speaker, could get off a speaker. I might have to mute you all out. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And if anybody has a question, you can unmute yourself. But for right now, I'm going to do the muting. Seems like I just had it. Okay. Stay on mute, Isabel. Okay. There we go. Now, This right here, these are some tools for creating posts. It's the links to PicMonkey. It's capture images. Like I use Jing to capture an image anywhere on a screen if I just need a piece of that image. Like the very first image that I showed you all about your mindset, that was something I took off of Facebook that was on somebody's page, and I thought it was a good post about your brain being the biggest muscle, as well as it could be your worst enemy, so you need to train it well. That was something I captured right on. In fact, this little yellow ball that you see right there, that's my Jing to capture. Then you have your auto posters. The auto poster that I have used is Toolstar, Mass Planner, Buffer. I used all four of them, Buffer and Hootsuite. Toolstar and Mass Planner will usually allow you to post in groups that you are not the admin, as well as groups that you are the admin. Buffer and Hootsuite will only allow you to post in places where you are an admin. And what that means is you have to be the pretty much responsible or authorized person of that group in order for you to post in it. Toolstar, like I said, and Mass Planner will let you post in groups that are at least public. They can't be closed or private groups, but public groups. This right here, HTML color code picker, when you are trying to synchronize your colors so that they match with anything that you're doing, you can take an image, upload it in the color code image finder, and it will give you the code, the HTML code to that color, so that when you're in Canva or PicMonkey, you have the same color so that it's not off, okay? Then right here, just very quickly, capture information. One of the biggest things that a lot of times folks don't do when they first start out, or even when they've been in for a little bit, and they're like, I know I need to do this, but they don't capture information. You need to absorb this traffic that's coming in. Like Walmart, Target, your Old Navies, they talk to their customer every day. So why would we talk to our customer like once every 6 months or once every 90 days? Well, we have lost that customer possibly to someone else who has talked to them by the third, fourth, or fifth time about the same thing, but we didn't follow up with them fast enough or frequently enough or consistent enough. So now when we get there, they're like, oh, you know what? I wish you'd have got to me. I just got started yesterday. And so we have to capture their information. This right here is a capture page. This is a capture page that I created in GetResponse. This particular capture page asks for their name and their email. This is a very simplistic capture page. It doesn't do any kind of branding. It's about simplicity. It's purposeful. However, you might have a capture page where a person asks for the first, the last, the email, and the phone number. All of those things are viable. The more that you ask for, sometimes people are a little less, leery of giving all of that information. So generally basic first name and email address is what you usually ask for. But depending on what it is or what kind of product or service, you might ask for more. And that's okay to do so. So what I have here is that you want to be able to follow up with individuals and have them as your personal customers where you can build relationships with them daily. And the way that we do that is through an autoresponder, okay? You have capture page systems. You have your get responses. You have SendLane. You have Conversion Pros. All of these are systems that have capture pages as well as autoresponders. And what an autoresponder is the email system connected to it. I have personally used all three. I right now use GetResponse. I'll give you all some general basis about each one. GetResponse is free for 30 days. Then it's like $15 a month for the first 1,500 customers, subscribers. SendLane is $1 for the first 30 days. Then it has pricing that ranges from $9 for the first 500 up through until like $69 or more, $69 for 10,000 subscribers and larger than that. Conversion Pros has a $1 7-day trial, and then after that, I do believe Conversion Pros is $50 per month, but they give you residual income on any person that is signed up with you on Conversion Pros, and they start sending you $25 a month for those. And once you've gotten 2 or 3 customers, Conversion Pros is free for you. So these are just some options that you have. So basically, after you capture that information, you are sending out daily emails using an autoresponder to build rapport and sell your products and services. That is the linchpin key thing. That was the thing that I did not have in my business. That was the thing I started noticing about other marketers, and that is the thing that I know is changing my business, because it's consistent follow-up. And sometimes I have even lagged behind in doing it the proper way, but I guarantee you all over the next 90 days going into the next year, this is how you can make consistent $100, $200, $300 days and more when you are consistently involved with moving through your people daily, as well as purging that list and getting more targeted followers. Okay? These are the links to Get Response and SendLane. I'm not affiliated with Conversion Pros, so I don't really know, but that's just available to you if you want it. What will happen is this recording will be put in Internet Marketing Gladiator Supercharged. And then lastly, are you tired of guessing? Do you want help? One of my fortes is this. When I first came online, ladies, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know my head from my feet. I didn't know in from out, and I didn't know up from down. All I knew is I had got started on something on August the 6th, and on August the 7th, the people were missing. August the 6th, 2013, and on August the 7th, 2013, they were gone. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything. I don't know the first thing about this particular system. I had headaches. I was having all kinds of turmoil getting started. It was the craziest time ever. And I just was like, I'm not going back to work. I was a counselor for 20 years. I absolutely love people, but I was like, I'm not going back into the work world. I've had all that I want to take, and I'm staying home. So I figured it out. But my figuring it out took me some time to figure out. And so what I offer for folks is you don't have to figure it out. I have done a lot of the footwork for understanding. I have been in the trenches with individuals for myself, as well as training others, as well as learning from those who know leaps and bounds more than I do. And I tell people all the time, I won't profess to tell you I know everything, but I know something. And I know how to get it done, and I know how to disseminate information to help you to understand. So this is what's going on. In September, I'm getting ready to open back up my signature VIP 12-week coaching course. And what I'm calling it is putting you in the fast lane, as opposed to you stumbling around in the dark, trying to figure all this whole online marketing game out. These are a few of the things that are offered during that class. We do a Done With You email series together as a class, where I help you to learn a method called the edutainment method. One of the things that is so significant in today's time is you do not, or you cannot, bore people out of their money. We have so much reality TV going on right now that people want to be entertained. So you got to entertain them and educate them. And so with the edutainment method, it is very much a headline that grabs them. You then, from that initial paragraph, link that all together, and then you take it and you give them a little bit of a story, you give them some lessons, and you give them a call to action, which is tell them what to do. And so that method is a really good method of writing emails, because a lot of times if you tell somebody, okay, go do email marketing, and they're like, I know how to write an email, but you know what's the format that I'm doing, or you know what's the series, how should I be doing it, and all that. Just to give you some basics, I tell folks you always want to introduce yourself to people in that first email, and make sure if in fact they came in through a capture page that you're offering them again whatever it is that you said that they were going to get, so that you make sure that they got it for a second time to look at it. And then you want to just make sure that you're using good headlines and good quality writing, and drawing people in and selling every day. We nail your visibility strategy. There are multiple ways that you can be visible. You can use solo ads, you can use social media, you could do Google, you can do different things. So pretty much I teach social media and solo ads, and also some Facebook Ads Manager. I talk a lot with my coaching students about video marketing because video is king. I just told you all from the beginning of this conversation, I had someone on Monday see a video that I did on the March the 30th of 2015, and she was wanting some information. That video is 1 year and 5 months old. That's fantastic. We create capture pages. We create lead magnets. You're in a group coaching session. I'm going to leave this open for 20 individuals. We do challenges, and you do hands-on training, not just theory. We have basically what's going to happen is course is going to start either September the 10th or September the 17th. That way it will be finished by the time Christmas comes. Or even if it isn't, I would give Christmas a break there. And then what happens is you will be doing things that will help you to set up your business to make sure that you have the foundation, the building blocks to go in any business that you want to put on the map. Because this is not about a particular business. This is about learning marketing practices so that you could market any business. Then from here, what's happening is this is a special going on. I, in 2016, did a lot of slashing to my prices. My beloved father passed away in November of 2015. And he got to see me do some things with my online marketing business, but he didn't get me to see a lot of other things. And so I created a situation where I said I didn't want finances to be the issue for people not being able to get some training. So I reduced some of my prices, a lot of my prices. And I'm going to keep this still at a very low price for what I offer for 12 weeks. Because what I explain to people is your 12-week course, you have 2 hours of me every week where we're working together, we're going through things, we're doing stuff. And at just $100 an hour, that's 24 hours, $2,400 just for the 12 weeks of my time. Plus the additional that I do, but I'm not even going to be doing even a fraction of that. For this 12-week course, I'm going to release it for the last time at $497 for individuals. I have teeter-tottered back and forth if I was going to do it for that low, but I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do with that is folks are able to make either 1 payment, 2 payments, 3 payments, or 4 payments to break them down. To be reasonable for individuals, and those payments are like every 30 days. 2 payments is going to be like $250 and $250. It's a little less than that. For payments that get extended, it is going to be a little bit more costly in price. So your biggest savings is your 1 payment. However, what I explain to folks is that you don't want to miss the opportunity to glean from another person's knowledge. When I started getting training and tutelage from someone else who knew more than me, then I could skip over that learning curve. The way that individuals can get in the class, one of my things, there it is that you can either schedule a free 30-minute business strategy session with me at transformwithtrasie.info. It is a questionnaire. It asks you questions about things that you've done in terms of your marketing. If you have already had a free business strategy session with me, you can just connect with me on Facebook, and what I will do is I will provide you with the sales page if you want to take one of those slots. I tell folks, do not delay. These slots are not going to hang around. I give you more than what you're ever thinking you're going to receive, because I was always from the school of thought that I should over-deliver instead of under-deliver, because I am a firm believer in great customer service as well as individuals getting the bang for their buck. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute the phone, the webinar. So if anyone has any questions, I will give you all a few moments for some questions to chat with me. So let me do that for a second. Let me unmute everybody. Unmute, unmute, unmute. Does anyone have any questions at this point in time in terms of the course that I just spoke about, and then after that, I'll let you ask other questions.
All the information was awesome. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. It is my pleasure.
I got a couple of pages of notes. I'm definitely going to utilize the information. I'm very interested in that 12 report. I gotta get over to your site, see what some things up so I can be a part of that.
Okay. Transform with Tracy is where you can go. It's a questionnaire. It just asks you some basic questions about your marketing practices, your experience, the things that you've done, also the things you desire. And then what I do is set up a session with you to give you some ins and outs and tips in general about business in general for you. And then I
Okay.
also give you, like I said, the sales page if you decide you're ready to, make the decision to level your business, and you can get started there as well. Okay? So glad to have had you. Any questions, ladies? Anybody else in terms of the course or even about what we talked about tonight?
So far, so good. Thank you, Miss Tracy, as always. I'm still hanging in there.
Wonderful. And you know what? Do me a favor, and I have to sincerely apologize. We were supposed to get together, and we did not. So if, in fact, you want to, when we hang up from this call, if you got a couple more minutes and you want to connect for a few seconds, we could do that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, ladies, it has been my pleasure. I'm getting ready to get off this line. I always pray out. If anybody does not like prayer, this is going to be the time where you can disconnect. But I do prayer because I believe that prayer changes things. I'm a firm believer that we are spirit beings having a human experience, but the spirit is the most powerful thing. And so when I count to 5, I will get started. 1,
Cool.
3, 4, 5. Most holy and everlasting Father, I just come thank you, Lord, for every good, kind, and perfect gift. I thank you for every woman that was on the line today, and I thank you for those that may not have been able to make it today. I just thank you for the spirit that is reaching for growth. I thank you for the spirit that is reaching for better. I thank you for that spirit that is reaching for more. We're born into doing more. We were born into being able to do all things. We were born into doing what might even seem like the impossible. We are possible beings. We are beings that are well equipped. We have every single thing that we already need within inside of us because it was given to us at the foundations of the earth. So thank you, Lord, for being the ultimate supplier. Thank you, Lord, for being the ultimate father. Thank you, Lord, for being the ultimate protector. And as each woman should travel near and far and do what they do in their general day-to-day lives, bring the resources for whatever it is that they need in their business. And I already know that you can do it because you are the source. So instead of us worrying about the resource, let's tap into the source. In these things we pray. Amen.
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 Amen. I'm going to stop let's see, I'm stopping recording.